New at 6, if you drive through Fayetteville, you've seen them. Those guys dressed up in Halloween costumes, standing on the side of the road holding signs. 5 News photojournalist FAYETTEVILLE shows us, according to James Heffington, it's more than just an advertisement, it's an art form.
Need to get some cars over here. Spirit Halloween Superstore. Yeah, come on, Fayetteville people! Woo!
For the most part, it's not a bad job at all.
Yeah!
It gets pretty hot, like today is pretty warm. It gets really muggy inside the mask, you know. We have to keep it clean. Kind of smells like an old football helmet.
Yeah! Come on. They're not so responsive today, man.
We just can't stand too close to the road, you know, so they don't toss things at you. I've been hit with a CD, M&Ms, mostly just flipped off and yelled at.
Come on now, show me some love.
Mondays, they're not as happy as they are later in the week to see me. It just depends on what kind of mood they're in, you know.
How are we doing out there, beautiful people? Give me some love, come on. Yeah!
Sometimes I'm actually into thinking about the people in their cars and how I can get their attention, and then other days I just zone out and think about other things, you know, like at home or my music or things that I want to do, and so I tend to daydream or count numbers or just get into it, you know, have fun with the people.
I would love to try that one time, because you can stand behind that mask and
not say anything.
Absolutely, and not have anybody know who you are, and just sit there and wave and do whatever, I guess.
Kind of nice to see the face though behind that mask.
So next time you drive by, you know who you're going to be looking at.
Yeah, I better be nice, right, Darren?
Yeah. Don't throw anything, yeah.
Well, tomorrow, it will be illegal for anyone of any age to text while driving a vehicle. City and state police say they will be looking out for violators and enforcing it like any other crime. 5 News reporter Robert Boyd has more from the highway.
Well, I'm driving down Highway 412, and I'm actually going the speed limit, which is 40 miles per hour. However, I still don't feel safe because I just saw a guy go by texting and driving.
1 second and you can lose control of your car. You could, you know, cross a lane.
Telling me they've just really enjoyed it.
But not everybody here is a motorcycle driver. Some people prefer just to hang out in the back seat.
I don't have to.
Less than 2 weeks after her daughter's death, a Fayetteville mom is out raising awareness about crosswalk safety. Jane Ray says she taught her children to always be careful, and now she's reminding local drivers to do the very same thing. 5 News photojournalist FAYETTEVILLE shows us how Ray spent the day while remembering her daughter, Olivia.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Good job. I was surprised to find out how many cars float through the intersection, through the crosswalks. And I do believe that this is working. I do actually believe that people now will see this intersection and hopefully be more aware that they cannot float through a red light and expect someone not to be walking across there. We live off of Razorback Road, which is a very busy street, and I've said to other people, I've taught my children how to cross on these walks, but I've always taught them, you never assume that a car is going to stop. You just don't. And yep, people do cross on red too. It's interesting. But Olivia's accident, she knew how to cross these walks. She was as cautious as you could be. Genuinely, I never feared for them because I had taught them for 8 years to be careful. I'm learning a lot. This doesn't bring Olivia back. And I thank you. I don't want this to ever happen again. I would really like this to never, ever happen again. So, my sign says be careful, and that's all I want people to know.
Well, that's a great story. 10-year-old Olivia Ray was hit and killed October 3rd while crossing Razorback Road in Fayetteville. According to a police report, the driver, 23-year-old Charles Frazier, may have been distracted before the accident. The report has been turned over now to the city prosecutor.
It It is more than just grapes at the annual Tawnytown Grape Festival. The homemade spaghetti dinners have been a staple at the festival's 111-year history. Well, 5 News photojournalist FAYETTEVILLE takes us inside the kitchen for a behind-the-scenes look at the sights and smells of the Grape Festival with this story new at 10.
And a stroller.
I'm very hungry.
Hungry.
I can hardly wait to get in there and taste that spaghetti.
We have a group of 9 coming in. Thank you.
There we go. Who's in charge of this deal here? It's a tradition that's been going on since 1898. That's when it's all started.
And I'm not an Italian, I'm a big old German from Pennsylvania, and I'm here enjoying this grape festival.
La gente là lavora a cucinare la pasta. You mette la pasta dell'acqua bollente.
The girls are taking them extra tea and water.
It's an extremely good tradition and should be continued forever.
It was very good, very good. Tea or water? Tea.
I've been coming here since a 5-year-old. I'm 72 now.
First harvest, they celebrated with a picnic, and it kept growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And I can remember when I was a little kid, make their own pasta, make their own sauce, and I've been doing it for probably 110 years.
I don't care what they say about these Sicilians. They're wonderful.
Making me hungry. Well, there is still plenty of time to get in on those homemade spaghetti dinners. They will be served again Friday and Saturday night from 4:30 until 8:30. Tickets are just $10 for adults and $5 for children. And for a complete schedule of all the events at the annual Grape Festival, just log on to our website, 5newsonline.com. Tonight with a man who is fighting for his life and looking to the community for help winning the battle. 47-year-old Jeff CLARDY is in need of a heart transplant, but doctors say he doesn't have enough money. 5 News reporter Robert Boyd is live in Washington County with more on this story. Robert?
Well, for 33 years, Jeff CLARDY has been repairing shoes at his cobbler shop here on College Avenue in Fayetteville. And also during that time, he's been an active member of the community. He's a deacon and he's a youth pastor. But lately, all that has had to been set aside because he's in need of a heart transplant. And before he can get that transplant, he needs to raise $150,000. CLARDY's cobbler shop has been a staple in the Fayetteville community for over 30 years. But it's more than just a business, it's a family.
Turn it on. Good job. Yeah, now you can shine the shoe.
On any given day, you may catch one of Jeff CLARDY's 3 sons and 5 grandchildren working or playing in the back. Jeff has been the heart of the operation, until recently, when he found out his own heart was in trouble.
When your heart's not performing, it's not just like an arm or a leg or a stomach, it's your whole being. It's physically, emotionally, spiritually, everything.
According to doctors, without a transplant, Jeff only has 3 months to a year to live. His insurance will take care of the operation, but it's the family's responsibility to pay for the $150,000 of medicine that comes afterward.
You wonder, how can a drug cost so much money? It goes beyond me. I mean, I could never get that for fixing a shoe.
The CLARDYs don't have the money, and without the medicine, they are being denied the operation. So now they're turning to the community.
Now, reality of it is we're jumping out there and saying, hey, everybody, we need some help.
The family is hoping to raise the money within days, because if the rest of Jeff's health deteriorates, he won't be strong enough for the operation.
I see the deterioration. I see that, okay, we're at this level. I see him going down. I know that the fluid's getting heavy. I know that he's getting fatigued.
And while Jeff waits, his sons put their own lives on hold, making sure shoes continue to be repaired every day.
Pretty much anything that my dad has is connected with this shop. So if it goes out, then it's one big mess.
And my family keeps saying, what are you thinking, Dad? And I just said, I'm overwhelmed. I'm just overwhelmed by it. So it's nice to know people are concerned and care.
Now, raising the money is not the only hurdle for the CLARDY family, because once they have the $150,000, well, then their name is placed on a waiting list for the heart transplant, and the average wait is about 36 days, so time is definitely a factor. Every day is important. Live in Fayetteville, Robert Boyd, 5 News.
Mary Ann Gunn is known in Northwest Arkansas as the hard-hitting drug court judge who leaves little room for slackers in her program. Just before this year's drug court graduation, 5 News reporter Mary Marsh sat down with Judge Gunn to find out what drives her passion behind this program. Drug court is tonight's 5 News special report.
Everyone loves you, and they love you when you were using. They love you when they were afraid of you.
Every day. For 12 months, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's tough, and it's intense, and it should be. 2, you go into residential treatment for 6.
It's her 10th year here, but Judge Mary Ann Gunn wasn't always so gung-ho about drug court.
I wanted nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. I just didn't have any sympathy for them. And then I met the first 5 people in drug court. Those first 5 changed it for me. Some of these folks were like, what is a tax return? Oh my gosh.
Once you walk across the stage, please take your seat again. Judge Gunn does not want anybody leaving until she dismisses everybody, okay?
This year, almost 100 are set to walk in the 2009 Washington County Drug Court graduation.
Were you afraid? You know, because all of a sudden all the support was gone? Every person is so individual and every story is so different that the first thing you have to do is just get to know them. Michael POHL. This guy became, I mean, he worked so hard to become clean and sober, and he really has changed his life.
I lost my CDL before over it, and I got my CDL back, and that's what I'm doing now, driving over the road. So.
This is Crystal THARP.
I was selling weed and someone wore a wire on me and I got caught, and it was either 6 years in jail or go to drug court. So I went to drug court.
Oh, she's 100% through the program. You know that she races all-terrain vehicles? And she wins.
I'm about to get married. Everything's great.
On graduation night, Judge Gunn announces many triumphs.
Andre BARKASY, hold your applause till I finish telling you what I want to say. He's 100%, wants to be, through the program, wants to be a firefighter.
2 years clean now, and it's awesome. My job goes great. This program really works. It really does.
Don't walk through your life looking backwards. Turn around and know what you can give from this time forward.
But some do turn back, and not all the endings are happy ones.
Okay, you're going to go down to that bathroom right there, the women's bathroom, and be drug tested.
I didn't pass it. Ruth, I'm sorry. Jordan Raymer really worked through the program, did a lot of community service, helped a lot of people.
Jordan Raymer, that's positive for marijuana.
Go find out the circumstances.
He smoked.
He smoked it.
About a month ago.
Really? And he said that. He admitted it.
He just admitted it.
That's too bad. Just say no to drugs. It's just not adequate. I think the message is look at the destruction. Look at him. I've seen them lose their children, their dreams, their youth, their wife or husband, their parents, trust. What ultimately works for each individual, it is just, I do not know.
But many graduating say they made a change because of Judge Gunn's program.
You know, where I would be if I didn't take this program, I'd be in prison, in the gutter somewhere. I just proposed last night, matter of fact. Yeah, I proposed to my girlfriend. She's my fiance now. We're going to get married in Italy.
In Fayetteville, I'm Mary Marsh, 5 News.